I'm Tyler with whatever blows your hair back. From Chicago, brings the coolest boxing videos and the coolest content from real estate and.
Yo, what's up? I'm Tyler with whatever blows your hair back. Just like that intro. Man, I love that intro song. We just wrote that a couple weeks ago. I got some other ones in the mix, but that one sounds good. Anyway, today is extra special because I have on the show my good friend from my hometown, Justin Gorske. What's up, Justin?
Oh, man.
Man,
Hang on, my man.
Man, tell these guys where you're from, what you're about, and about these instruments that you brought on deck today to serenade all their hearts and my heart. Just like this music that he's got the banjo and the hand pan.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Yeah.
He's really good at it. Tell me about which one you learned first, why you learned it, and how old you were, and who taught you that magical greatness.
Well, I started off with the djembe. I got
A djembe. What's a djembe?
djembes, and pretty sure it's African drum.
African drum.
Yeah, a little small one, probably 9th grade. Started off with that. Went to guitar. Shortly after, I think I was 15, and I got a banjo. And it took me a couple of years to.
So you started off when we had a guy on. We had our guy Brad on. He brought some African art last week.
Yeah.
If we could have had your African. Did you see that episode? Did you follow us?
Yeah.
Oh, you follow whatever blows your hair back?
Yeah,
Oh, all right, so you seen the African art.
Yeah.
Were you like, ooh, if I had my African...
Most people don't know this, but the banjo's African.
Oh, shit, really?
Yeah. Originated in Africa.
So you just like, you should have been there for the African art intro because we'd have killed two birds, one stone.
Yeah.
So then you got the banjo here,
Yeah.
which is what we learned is from Africa.
Yeah, so I've been playing that since probably 03.
Who taught you?
I bought a bunch of books. Got a stack of books and started just going through them.
So hold on, you read books to learn the banjo.
Tablature.
No one taught you.
I eventually, after 2 or 3 years, linked up with an old guy where we got together once a
An old
week.
banjo player, not just an old guy. He's a freaking banjo
wizard,
player. And he
Yeah.
taught you his
name
greatness.
was Peter Fullenwider.
God damn it, Peter Fullenwider. You taught this man the banjo?
Yeah, long name.
Long. Peter, we'd like to thank you for that.
Yeah.
So that's on the banjo. Is there anything else we should touch on that? On the banjo? Any shout outs to anyone that
Yeah, this
you
is
should jam?
a Stelling banjo.
Pull that
I'll
up. Tell
show
us
it
about,
to you real quick.
tell us
This
about
is,
what do you think the difference between a band? I noticed you have some finger pluckers versus.
Yep, use 3
chip.
fingers.
So can you explain to me? I don't know what this is made out of.
This
what the
is,
symbolism is.
Claro walnut from California, made in.
Claro walnut
Yeah.
is why you buy Claro walnut from California. From what are those guys
Yeah,
called?
this is what I make my tables out of.
So if you guys didn't
Claro
know this,
walnut.
me and Justin both make tables. I'm with Chicago Fabrications. He's with Whistle and Wood. We both own our own businesses. He makes some sweet ass tables, and I believe you get the Claro walnut to make his tables out of Claro walnut
Yep,
from
Claro.
Cali.
Yep, Claro.
Claro. And what's
Claro.
their name out of it? Where do you go? I always see you go to Cali.
GL Veneer.
Geo Veneer. Give a shout out to.
Yeah.
Want to give those guys a shout out? Tell them about.
Yeah, Dan, Jeff. You need anything, they got it.
They got, and I follow Justin, and the wood that they got out in Cali, which is the wood that builds banjos,
Yeah.
is just phenomenal. It's a hardwood. It's hard to get around here, and he gets like 20 foot. You like 20 foot long pieces, don't you?
24 foot.
24 foot long. How do you get
slab.
them out here? How do you ship them?
Semi truck.
That's probably expensive.
Yeah.
And then you're out there spending what, 20,
But
30,000?
if you fill up the whole truck, then you know.
What's a truckload of wood from Cali gonna cost a woodworker like yourself that wants to go out to California and buy a truckload of wood and ship it back?
Your best bang for the buck's probably getting logs from
Logs?
California, bringing them back here to Michigan and milling them yourself.
But you buy them already. But what if you don't have
Most
a mill
of the
that
stuff
large?
I bought was log.
Who's got a large mill that big that's gonna do 24
There's an
foot?
Amish guy in Reed City that I took mine to. He got a 6-foot bandsaw mill, and we milled them.
Amish guy. Well, tell me more about these Amish guys.
19-year-old kid actually milled our wood. And
So he's an Amish kid.
yeah, kid ran the thing the whole day.
For those of you who don't know what Amish is,
Hard
Amish,
workers.
Amish live around Standish Sterling area. Gladwin, I think they really
Yeah.
they live at, and they ride horse and buggy.
Pennsylvania Dutch.
They speak Pennsylvania Dutch.
German.
German. Do you know how to communicate to them? Like
In English.
in English.
Yeah.
But they speak all they got.
Yeah.
And they wear the white. They got the horse and buggy.
Yeah, they drive a horse and buggy, but you see them at work and they have fork trucks and skid.
Well, that don't make much sense.
I guess they can have it at work. I don't know how that works.
Yeah, if you're anything religious, you get to pick when you want to be
Yeah.
it, whatever cult you want to reside in. You just get to be it when it's best for you, right?
Yeah.
Cool. So the Amish get to be Amish when it's beneficial to them to make money, but when they don't want to pay taxes, they say, "Hey, I'm Amish."
You just got to start a church, I think.
You know, I'm not hating on the Amish, by the way. I
Yeah.
think the Amish are sweet and cool, and I think they stay in their own lane and don't cause any problems, and we kind of just forget about them.
Until you need a 6-foot log mill.
Until you need a 6-foot log mill.
Yeah.
And they understand, like, so when you
Yeah.
mill wood, there's moisture content, there's thickness, there's different ways to quarter saw. Me and Justin, 3-4 years ago, did a project, and you started milling, and remember you, like, quarter saw some 4x4s that twisted into, I basically made some rocking chairs out of all the wood.
Yep, I got cans delivered. Yeah, I think this is when I first started kind of milling. It was over 3 years ago.
It's 3 years ago he started milling, and I was building top in
I started milling
Chicago.
in 17, and I think that's when we got those.
Yeah, and we made some mistakes together. The wood that he milled was
They
wet.
didn't air dry long enough.
We didn't air dry them long enough. We didn't kiln dry them. They
Yeah.
cracked everywhere. They twisted the projects that I built with,
Yep.
destroyed. It was a huge loss. But me and Justin, we figured it out. We're still buddies, and
Yeah. Learned how to dry wood for more than
the hard way.
a few weeks.
The hard way. The hard way.
Yeah, I dry everything now for at least 2 years.
2 years. So what he means
Yeah.
by that, guys, if you're gonna dry wood, there's 2 steps. So when you actually cut the tree down, so you go outside and you got a big walnut tree in your front lawn, right? And you're like, this thing needs to go. When that gets cut up, that log goes and sits in somebody's backyard or woods for 2 years, correct?
Yeah, I put them
Air dry.
in my garage.
Oh, he puts it inside to air
Yeah.
dry. And then, only then, do you mill it, then to kiln dry it for another 4 to 6 months, depending on how thick you want it and whatever moisture content.
I
About
usually do
8%.
like a month and a half. By the time I take it in there, my stuff's pretty well dry because I dry it inside with air circulation, and I got a wood stove in there. So
And if you want
after I take it in, it's pretty good.
and you want to see some of Justin's wood that he's talking about, if you Whistling Woodco on Instagram, what's your
Yep.
Instagram handle? Was it
Whistling Woodco.
at Whistling Woodco? Look
Yep.
it up. I build tables at Chicago Fabs that are like normal tables. This man takes the best exotic woods that you can't even get from around here, like we were talking about, and he builds like $20,000 to $50,000 tables. If you look on his Instagram page, you can see some of his work, and you go see mine. We both do really good work, but there is a significant difference, and he's just really impressive. And so I bring Justin on here because he's so impressive with his wood and his art design and the way he builds and his craftsmanship. He takes his time very patiently. That he does the same with his instruments. So not only are we business partners in the wood side, but I really enjoy listening to this man run the crafts on his instruments. So at this time, I would like everyone to brace themselves while Justin straps on this banjo,
You want a tune?
and I want a tune, and I want my heart serenaded. And we're going to
Alright,
start
alright.
with the banjo. So Justin, could you please, what's those you put on your fingers first off?
I got a plastic thumb pick and 2 metal finger picks.
Could you play without it? Could you play
Yeah,
without
it just won't sound quite as crisp.
So these are for a crisp wood
Yeah,
professional.
It's
You
kind of like an amplifier.
amplify,
Tiny fingers.
dude, amplify this greatness right now. Ooh! What's this song called? Who's it written by? Give us a little background on what you're about
We're
to play.
gonna do "Home Sweet Home" into a song called "Soldier's Joy."
Home Sweet Home by Soldier's Joy.
No,
and vocals
in
are
the second song that
Oh,
I go
you're
into.
gonna go into a second
yeah,
song. And-
"Soldier's Joy." Both, I'm pretty sure both are written by Earl Scruggs.
Earl Scruggs, ladies and gentlemen.
Which, if you know,
Isn't it from like the
banjo, you know.
1950s?
I think they started playing maybe earlier than that. Even I don't know. I can't remember.
So,
But
this is some old stuff.
old
Earl
stuff,
Scrubs,
yeah.
here you go. Damn, Earl Scrubs, I almost brought in some vocals.
Earl
At
Scrubs.
the end of it, I was
It's,
like, I'm coming in hot with some vocals.
No vocals.
Give me some
man.
love,
Yeah,
but
I
damn,
bet,
man, that was good, man.
You know,
Man.
I'm a campfire player.
Dude, that's like what you hear at a campfire, man. That's as
Yeah.
a campfire player. Man, how did that feel? You serenaded me a little bit out.
Yeah, felt pretty good. It's fun to play.
All right, as you hear it, Justin said that feels pretty good. It was, man,
Feels good every time.
every time. And I tell you, every time you play it, it feels good for me to listen to. Oh
Yeah,
my
I'm glad
word,
some
that was
people don't like it.
damn.
Believe it or not.
Who don't like it?
Some people don't like the banjo. I don't know.
Well, we don't like that.
Too twangy for them, you know.
Well, I
Like
think
that
we're
warmer
appreciating an
guitar tone.
artist. Yeah. Like I'll take like if I was on a hot date, I would take my hot date to come see you play the banjo.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna take her to see Drake.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing about the banjo player. But I don't feel threatened. But I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. But
It's not very threatening instrument.
it's not threatening so much as like going to a concert where like Drake's playing and your girlfriend's like, you know, dancing all dirty and you're just like,
Right.
that's to that music.
She kind of wants some Drake.
Yes.
You know, you ain't gotta worry about the banjo player taking their ass.
I go to you and I'm like,
He's got
hey, I'll be
drool
right
running out of
back.
his mouth.
Yeah, I'll be right back, man. I'll go get us a couple drinks.
Uh,
You sit and listen to Justin, you know,
yeah.
we'll come back, she's on her phone, but she's
Yeah.
loving the music.
Yeah, I'm liking this Drake guy. Yeah, you ain't gotta worry about the banjo guy getting her.
Alright, so that's on the banjo, but I'll tell you one instrument, Justin, that I think that when you do get on the sticks that you play, that you could pull that Drake roll.
Yeah.
Cause tell us a little about
The
your
hand
next
pan?
instrument, the hand
Oh, this
pan.
other doo-jigger we got here.
I like the hand pan. Don't give it what it needs, but like talk about this instrument and how it's built and like how does this work, man? Talk to me.
Well, these were invented in 2000, kind of similar to the Jamaican.
So it's from a drum. It comes from the drum ancestry.
Yeah, it's not. They say it's not a drum, but I mean, you play it like you
'Cause
play
your
it
hand-
like a hand drum.
I notice your hands have to.
Yeah.
Like, I played it before and like
It's got a
it's
hole
got a
here.
bottom
It's
and a
made,
bottom.
Yeah, it's made in two sides. They connect it. It's all tuned
Is it expensive?
with. Yeah, these are about $3,500.
How much?
$3,500.
These are $3,500. Dude, I did not know
At the time
that.
I got this one, they were really hard to get.
So like
There was a year-long waiting list.
a year-long waiting list.
Yeah.
There's
and-
bigger sizes too, right?
Hmm?
There's bigger ones too, no?
No, this is I think this is a 23-inch. They make some 22s and 21s. They don't get much bigger.
Oh, really?
No, the difference of the circles can be bigger, which gives you different sounds.
So that's why I explain the circles and sounds and how
Yeah,
you
this
how
is
you work
a-
straight around.
This is a D sharp. So that's the way it's tuned.
So give me
So
roll me through the ASDF. Give me through the home row keys of the piece.
try to remember. This is the D flat, A, B, D flat. I can't remember that.
Who taught you this?
It's been a while since.
Who taught you?
I got them written on the inside.
The guy who taught
Nobody
you.
taught me this. No.
This
Just
man
watch,
is
just watch videos.
This man just watches videos self-taught on the banjo and on the hand pan and those woodworking skills. This man is a hand, self-made.
I find stuff and I get into it and I get into it.
Did you build yourself?
Deep.
Well, in a way, you did build yourself.
Well, you got it. Nobody's gonna do it for
It's
you.
a self-made man over here just creating all the skill sets alone.
Yeah, I kind of become obsessed with stuff and then get bored with it and then find something else. And
Like when I learned boxing, I don't really teach myself. I go to a trainer and I ask him to show me, and then from him, I'm more of a.
yeah, getting showed something's a lot.
Getting showed
I don't like
something.
reading instructions.
I've used to not like that.
Directions.
But I found out if you do read instructions, it makes life a whole lot easier.
Hopefully it's in the first sentence.
Yeah.
If it's not the first paragraph, I'm going for the pictures.
Especially if I see the pictures and there's like,
Yeah.
I got 10 bullets.
I
There's
usually,
10
if
holes.
I can't make it off of the picture on the cover,
Yeah.
I'm not doing it.
Dude, some of these new ones off Amazon, like these bookshelves that you buy, and like they're coming in like 1,000 different pieces. I get overwhelmed on these. We're both great skilled craftsmen.
Yeah.
And I think
But watching somebody's, that's the way to do it.
watching's the way to do
It's a
it.
lot quicker.
But learning, reading, and experience
Reading's
is the
good,
way to
too.
go.
Yeah.
So you have it, ladies and gentlemen. You can still learn from watching, or you can learn from reading. There's many ways of
You
learning.
need them both.
You need them both, and Justin practicing both. Anyhow, Justin, are you ready to serenade me a couple minutes of?
Hey, that's what I came to do. Serenade you.
So hold on, what are you about to play? How'd you make this song? Who's it by?
I'm just gonna play some stuff. I don't
Some
really
stuff?
have songs.
All right.
Yeah.
This is not song. This is
No.
Justin Gorske's heart and rhyme and rhythm. Please take me there. Damn, man. That reminds me a lot of like the drums, but like the minds. So I went to Mexico for there's like a night of, I can't remember the name of that. It was for a concert or whatever out in the middle of the jungle. And like this is the vibe that I was getting from that type of music.
Yeah.
It's kind of like electronic, but it's not. But with
Yeah.
a drum beat, but with like the Mayan Incas jungle feeling. Does that make sense? Did I take you there?
Yeah.
Did I take you there? Man,
Yeah.
I'm speechless on that one. Yeah, that was just that's what Serenation's about right there. That
They're pretty cool. I got this one and one other one that's in a different tune and
so they come in different tunes, and that's the hand pan, ladies and gentlemen.
hand pan, hang drum.
So it's a hang drum. You got the banjo. Yeah. So
Yes, sir.
that's
I think I
That's
brought that
speechless.
one to Chicago actually.
I remember you playing that when you visited out by the campfire.
Played her by the pool. Yeah.
Up in when I lived in the high rise at Alta K.
Yeah.
I remember that night. That was a
sir.
moment. I think you serenaded the whole pool vibe.
Oh yeah.
This man does it, ladies and gentlemen. So we had him on the banjo. We've had him on the hand pan. We've talked about his business, Whistling Woodco, about all the handcrafted tables that he builds. And I'd say those are the three things that Justin's great at. And I think we talked about most of them. Is there anything that I missed that you want to talk about? You want to tell the audience?
Yeah, I don't know, man. When's we talk about maybe how I guess we met and.
Funny, you know how I think that we met? You know how I think that we met?
I remember the first time we met.
Before you tell me, I want to tell you what I think the first time we met with. And I think so at the shack, I have a memory. So there's this, we built the shack when we were in high school, 11th grade. It was now 16, close to 20 years ago. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So we built this place, and there was a party shack. He was from Pinconning, and I was from Standish. It's a rivalry school, right? Would you describe it that?
Yeah.
And we invited you out to a party, or you just came out or whatever with a group of friends. And my 8-ball became missing on my pool ball table, and I remember searching your backpack, and you were like, "It wasn't me, man." I'm like, "Bullshit, man! You look like you were taking 8-ball from a table." And I think that's how we met.
I stole an 8-ball?
No, I accused you of stealing an 8-ball from a rack.
I don't remember that.
Cause you were with
I don't even remember.
Ryan O'Loughlin. And
I might have came out with the O'Loughlin.
And it was a big party, and it was a group of you guys, and I was like,
I remember the pool table being upstairs. I don't know if I played it. But I'm like, wow, this shack's got a pool table upstairs.
Upstairs.
A 2-story shack.
Yeah.
And I remember 2-story beer bong.
The 2-story beer bong.
Filled it from upstairs.
A keg would fill it
downstairs.
up. Inch-long hoses to 5 sprouts.
Yeah.
That's back when keg parties were cool. Like, you won't see a keg at a party anymore.
I feel like the first time I really met you was on Put-in Bay. At Chase's
wedding?
Bachelor party.
Yeah, that's like a real memory. That's like in context of like my brother Chase.
One I can remember.
My brother was talking about how you knew a lot. Oh shit! How we know a lot about saltwater reef tanks. That's how we got. You went to the mill with my brother Chase and was like, "Yo, I know a lot about saltwater reef tanks."
Yeah. Another thing I've gotten into pretty deep.
This man had 1,000-gallon tank.
1,700 gallons.
1,700-gallon tank in his 1,700 gallons. Let's put it in perspective. See the size of this room? It's probably about 1,700.
It's about a 6 feet deep by 12.5 foot long by 32 inches high.
And the maintenance and the light. I mean, you're talking about $100,000 fish tank, right?
Yeah, which it was given to me.
It was given to you.
It cost me probably $5,000 to reset it up, and then I bought some.
Because he knows how to plumb and he knows electric. This man knows everything. Plumbing, electric. Then he knows about the fish. So he got to set that up, which for a guy like me who set up my 600-gallon reef tank in the wall in Chicago with a full staff and paying and not knowing the knowledge he does, it runs me around $20,000 to $30,000. So this man's knowledge takes him.
It helps to do stuff yourself.
Yeah, save about $100,000 on that tank, which is, and the coral you had in it. Jesus Christ, we're talking heads of coral this big that you only get out of the Pacific Ocean or out where's most of that coral.
It was a beautiful tank. Yeah.
Anyways,
just this year.
What happened with that tank?
Took it out. It's going to a place where people are going to see it a lot more.
Like a giant pet store or a
business in
museum?
Saginaw that sells Blue Thumb that sells nationwide pond equipment, and they have a retail section now, so it's going in there.
Fish tanks deserve, a saltwater reef tank deserves people looking at it. Otherwise,
not a lot of people looked at it in my garage. It was cool, but
I loved it when coming over. But I mean,
I basically just took care of it for other people to enjoy.
Yeah, that's what it comes down.
Like, you know what?
We're over that phase.
It's time.
It's time. I know. I'm over that
phase. From a 70 to a 180 to that 1,700 in like the course of like 6 years. It escalated.
You got. I did it too. I started with a 50 to a 125 to a 400 to a 600, and I'm over it now too.
Yeah,
I'm over it. Yeah. And then you can have my. And that's why I'm like.
I gave it away.
Yeah, that's why I'm like. Now I understand why these older people gave them to us.
Yeah.
I'm like, how come you didn't sell this? It's like,
these
well,
idiots. Take for free. We're the dumbasses.
We're like, yeah, we'll sign up for a whole year-long work program that never stops.
Fast forward 8 years later. Take it. Get it out of here.
So yeah, that's saltwater reef tanks. All the people talk about headaches. They're really a beaut to have. But
if
they
you
are
get one, get a big one.
And you get a bigger one, they're easy. The smaller one, you're doing the same chemistry set for a small one, or you go to 1,700 gallon. It's the same mixture, just a different ratio. And it's easier because the water will actually keep consistent with the quality. And
I think I did 2 water changes on that tank in 8 years, which is, I don't recommend that.
You don't recommend that. You want to do a water change, they say, every 2 to 4 weeks.
Clip that out.
It's like, who's doing this? It's normal people in houses.
Yeah.
They get 1,700 gallons of small pond change.
Well, I figured every once in a while I'd leave the hose on and it would overflow onto the floor.
Yeah.
So,
That counts.
Yeah.
It counts. I just did it with mine.
It counts.
The power went out.
The power went out the one time, dude.
Fucking, I'm sitting there, I get up, I'm like, I have a 600-gallon tank, so 200 gallons of it went on my floor.
This thing called a check valve. And if you don't check your check valve to make sure it checked, then you might have 400 gallons of water on the floor.
And I did. And luckily, I live in like a fantasy factory where it's concrete floor and it all flooded, and I just grabbed the squeegee.
I live on concrete, and I found over the last 8 years living on it that I should not live on anything else but concrete.
Me neither.
Because I will ruin it.
I'm like, if this was a walnut wood floor, it would have been done 4 times.
Yeah.
Concrete floors, anyone with a fish tank, keep a drain, all that good stuff. But anyway, we won't get too crazy about that. I think that wraps it up, though, about us, Justin, on how we met, how we thought we met, how we became friends, your greatness, your greatness, and then some more of your greatness. So, this is Whatever Blows Your Hair Back. You got Justin Gorske, that was just on the sticks. I'm Tyler Michek. And let's not forget, we gotta call our boy out, Charles. Charles, here at Indie Spot. The Indie Spot is the spot. Only in Bay City, Michigan. He's the only guy around here with a cool studio. I hit him up. Charles answered right away. And I was like, hey, Charles, man, I'm from Chicago. I'm looking to do a podcast. I got my own channel on my shit already. He's like, say less. Come through. He put me through. He put us on the sticks. We got all the cameras. We got all the audio. And we're going to be back. And Charles is a great man. So only at Indie Spot. Look him up. Follow him on YouTube. Hit him up on Instagram, Facebook. It's the Indie Spot. It's the only spot here in Bay City, Michigan. Visited by Whatever Blows Your Hair Back studio out of Chicago. We out of here, baby.
I'm Tyler with Whatever Blows Your Hair Back from Chicago. Brings the coolest